Dear friends in Jesus Christ, from today's gospel, I would like to tell you about two things: listen and then do it. So, what we have to listen, we have to listen to the Word of God, and then we have to do the will of God, do the Word of God, or follow the Word of God. See, when the sociologists, when they look at the society, when they study about the society, so they begin to write about the society, the people, the way people live, how their family life is, how they relate with one another, how everything is going on. Do they expect any identity in the society, or what are their values and thoughts, the way they live and proceed their life. Everything they see, and then they begin to write about the society. So, for instance, Hegel, one of the great writer, so he has contributed a lot with his writings. So his saying is like, so idea leads to action, which means when I think something, so I begin to act. I begin to act. For example, so early morning you get up and then thinking about, okay, what should I do? Okay, shall I go for the games? Oh, if I go for the games, so how can I play the game? What game should I prefer? Whether tennis or volleyball, anything. So if any game I prefer, I begin to think first. Okay, let me hit six. If suppose it is cricket, then okay, let me hit six. So I think and then I do it. So in our day-to-day life also, whatever the work that we are going to do, our job, anything like that. So first I think and then do it. So this is what Hegel was contributing with his writing. So idea leads to actions. But the another writer by name Karl Marx, so his way of thinking is like, so the way you live, that leads to idea, that leads to knowledge, that leads to statement. Okay, for example, if you are taking the primitive society, so they do not know what they are thinking, or they do not know to write, they do not know to communicate anything with their writings and so on. But somehow they have a script on the stone, in that way they have communicated. But when you see that, the way they live, go for hunting, so they go for hunting, and then like a life of a nomad, so they live like a nomad. So nomadic life they live. So as they live, so with their living, so they are not going to write about themselves. So as they live, it is someone is going to write about them. So they are sociologists. So they go and move with them, live with them, and studying their way of living, their culture, and then their rhythm of life. So they begin to write, okay, this is how they live, this is how they go for hunting, this is how they live a nomadic way of life, this is how they relate with one another. So in that way, the sociologists, they go there and then write. So the way we live in the society, that leads to the idea, that leads to idea. So this is what the sociologist, one will say one thing and the other will criticize the other, that person, and then he will create his own idea, or he will bring his own idea. So in that way, when you study about the society, it goes like that. But when you come to the Christian life or a spiritual life, what we have to do is that, so as in the society you have, okay, the way you live, that leads to idea, or you think and do, get into the action. But here we need to listen to the word of God. We have to listen to the word of God, and then we have to do it. We have to follow it. So listening to the word of God leads me to action. Listening to the word of God leads me to the action. So if it is leading me to action or not, it is up to me. I may listen, but what I want to listen, I listen it. So if so what I have to do is listen to the word of God and then follow it. So that's what, dear friends, in our day-to-day life we have to do it. Okay, so when we live like that, so we become the best child of God, and also we bring goodness to others, blessings to others, and that we will be called a child of God in our day-to-day lives. Therefore, dear friends, let us practice in our day-to-day life. Listen the word of God and then keep it, follow it, do it, so that you are a best child of God. Thank you.